Damn, big guy. It's okay. Just a little scratch right here. That's what I whispered the first time I held Lynx. A wild-eyed lynx point kitten with fur like storm clouds and paws too big for his body. He trembled in my hands, ribs visible beneath his thin coat, eyes wide with the kind of fear that only comes from being utterly alone. "It's okay," I said again, voice soft as down. "I'm not going to hurt you." He flinched, but didn't run, didn't hiss, just stared, as if trying to decide if I was friend or phantom. And so it began. Not with fanfare, not with a plan, but with a single touch, a warm blanket, and the quiet promise, "You're safe now." Over the next days, more came. Kova, silent and watchful, found shivering under a porch during a thunderstorm, his black and white fur slick with rain. Burger, a golden fluff ball with eyes like melted caramel, discovered tangled in vines near the creek, one ear torn, one paw wrapped around a leaf like it was his only treasure. And Ghost, the tiniest of them all, so pale he seemed to vanish in moonlight, appeared one dawn curled inside an old boot, breathing so softly I almost missed him. They weren't just kittens, they were survivors. And I was about to learn that love isn't about fixing them. It's about letting them heal on their own terms. "Easy, buddy," I murmured, wrapping Kova in a heated towel. "You all right?" He didn't answer, but he leaned into my hand. That was enough. Each had their rhythm. Lynx needed space, would retreat to high shelves, watching the world like a tiny sentinel. But at night, he'd slink down, curl against my side, and purr like a motorboat. Kova craved routine, would sit by his food bowl 10 minutes early, tail flicking with impatience. Burger? Pure chaos. He'd leap from countertops, wrestle with shoelaces, and once stole my sandwich right off the plate, then sat proudly licking crumbs from his whiskers. And Ghost just wanted to be held. He'd climb into my lap during storms, tuck his nose under my chin, and sigh like he'd finally come home. "You know we're going, huh?" I'd say before vet visits. "Almost ready, big guy. That's your blanket." They'd all freeze, ears back, tails low, but I'd pick them up one by one, speak in slow tones. And by the time we got there, they'd be calm, trusting me to keep them safe. "He's restless again," I'd tell friends, watching Lynx pace the window at dusk. "Yeah, you can smell the trees already. We're nearly there, big guy." Because we walked, every day, through woods, fields, quiet streets, letting them sniff, explore, remember that the world wasn't just danger, it was wonder too. One evening, as I sat on the porch with all four curled around me, Ghost on my chest, Burger batting at my toes, Kova grooming Lynx's ear, I realized they weren't healing alone. They were healing me, too. I'd been adrift before they came, lost in routine, in silence, in the hollow echo of an empty apartment. But now there was noise, mess, joy, paws on keyboards, fur on every surface, midnight zoomies that sent books flying, and love, so much love, it spilled out the windows. "Hey, big guy," I whispered one night as Lynx watched the moon. "Going to miss you too. Just stay safe out there." He turned, blinked slowly, the cat version of "I love you," and pressed his forehead to mine. They weren't mine to keep forever, but they were mine to love while they were here. And love, I learned, doesn't ask for forever. It only asks for now. Some nights I'd wake to soft cries, Ghost tangled in a dream, Burger stuck under the bed. I'd rescue them, soothe them, tuck them back in. "Easy, boy," I'd say. "It's just the night settling in." And they'd believe me, because I never lied to them. I never said, "Don't be scared." I said, "I'm here. You're not alone." One rainy afternoon, Kova got his paw caught in a broken toy. He didn't cry, just sat quietly, head bowed, eyes full of shame. "Oh, buddy," I sighed, gently unwrapping the string. Got yourself in a pickle, huh? Wiggle those little legs. He did. And when it was free, he licked my hand. Once, slow, grateful. Medicine time was always a battle. You're okay, I'd say, holding the dropper. Medicine's made. Just drink it all up. Getting strong. Burger would chomp it like treats. Ghost would melt into my arms. Lynx would stare like I'd betrayed him. But they all took it, because they trusted me. And Travasuras, oh, they had their moments. Burger once dragged my entire lunch onto the floor and sat on it like a throne. Not supposed to be on the table, boys, I'd scold, though I couldn't hide my laugh. You're too big for this, buddy. Ah, that's my whole face. They didn't care. They'd flop on my chest, block my screen, steal my spot on the couch. You're so rude, I'd say. I'm coming back, Scoot. They never did. One day, I caught Lynx trying to squeeze into a shoebox barely half his size. I think you outgrew it, I said, filming. He froze, whole body out, only head hidden, tail twitching like a flag of surrender. He really thinks I can't see him. I never told him. Let him have his dignity. And the box? It became Burger's new bed. Kova's lookout. Ghost's hideout. Lynx's invisible fortress. We're way too comfy up there, I'd groan, legs numb. I can't feel my legs. But I never moved. Because their weight was a gift. They turned my home into a jungle gym, scaling bookshelves, draping over lamps, dangling from curtains. Okay, that's great, I'd say, as Lynx dangled upside down. Yep. Thank you. Perfect. And when they'd finally collapse, exhausted, sated, purring, I'd gather them close. Safe and warm, I'd whisper. All together now. Then came the day Ghost stopped hiding. He climbed onto my shoulder during a video call, looked straight into the camera, and blinked. Oh my God, a friend messaged. He's posing. He knows what he's doing. He did. They all did. They weren't just pets. They were my family, my joy, my reason to smile on hard days. And when the time came for them to find forever homes, Burger to a family with a backyard, Kova to a quiet librarian, Ghost to a nurse who needed comfort, Lynx to a hiker who promised trails and trees, I cried, but I also smiled. Because I'd done my job, I gave them a beginning. Now, they'd write their own middle. The last night I sat with them all on the porch. Stars above, crickets below, 4 heartbeats against mine. You came back, I whispered to Lynx, who'd returned one final time before leaving. You actually came back. He nuzzled my cheek, then vanished into the trees. Not lost, but found. And in the silence he left behind, I heard the truth. Love doesn't disappear, it echoes. Now, when I walk the woods, I see them everywhere. In the flash of a tail, the rustle of leaves, the quiet courage of a wild thing choosing to trust. And I know, I may have rescued them, but they rescued me too. Because sometimes the smallest lives leave the biggest paw prints. And mine? They're everywhere. Easy, easy there. You're all right, man. Like, why not? Pick it up. Half-mile more. Just hang on, buddy. You're all right. Got you tucked in. We make the tree. Easy. Easy. I know. Hold still. Just a little more. Quit fighting me. You'll see. This will keep you safe. Always.